Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to be taking you through my pregnancy story and I'm going to jump right into it. I just want to answer some frequently asked questions and kind of tell the story. So let me set the scene. It's June 1st. I had been tracking my fertile window, all the hormones, all the stuff, all through May, right? June 1st rolls around. This is the day I'm supposed to get my period. I didn't feel any type of way. I didn't know I was pregnant or anything like that. Historically, I am known to have some pretty severe PMS symptoms. Really bad cramps, mood shifts, things like that. And I didn't have any cramps. I felt pretty good. The only symptom that I had was, and this is also typical of me for PMS, was sore boobs. So I had no expectation of being pregnant, even though in the back of my mind I was like, I'm supposed to get my period this day. I'm usually pretty, my period is regular. It's on time. It's not ever late. So I wasn't late or anything. This is the day. And I'm coming home from running an errand, driving home. I'm like, I'm just gonna stop at CVS and grab a test. And then if it's negative, maybe I'll go get a little bottle of wine tonight, just have myself a little night. My man was on a work trip in Chicago, so he was not even here. Pick up the test, I come home, I'm alone, I take the test. And it's one of these tests, right? So it's not pregnant, pregnant. It's like this, but this line is so faint. And I'm like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. So I'm reading the pamphlet that comes with the test. If it's a faint line, that still indicates a positive. So I text my best friend. She now has 2 kids. She just had a boy 2 weeks ago, not even. So I text her. I'm like,
do not gaslight me.
Is that a line? And she's like, looks like a line to me. She's like, you need to go get another test. Scurry my little ass back to CVS and I get the test that says the word digitally pregnant or not pregnant. I'm like, this will give me more peace of mind, right? I grab 2 more boxes of tests because I'm a Looney Tune and I just needed to be sure. So I come back, I take the digital, pregnant. So I'm texting my friend, we're just both in shock. No way, no way, no way. And I ended up going for an hour-long walk to process everything because I was truly just in shock. And then the next day I ended up taking another test because you just don't believe it at first. And I took another one of these again. And it's crazy the difference one day makes. That line was dark. Day before, so faint you could barely see it. You had to squint. Next day, boom, totally there. So anyway, that night I ended up FaceTiming him because I could not hold it in. He's in Chicago and I was like, do I do something cute? When I pick him up from the airport, but I just couldn't. I could not. That was 2 days later that he was coming home. I'm I just can't. So FaceTime him, he's just answering emails. I'm like, hey, do you have a sec? And I just whip the test out. He's like, no way. And we're just both, oh, what? So that's that. That's how I found out. And that was on June 1st. Fast forward a month, they make you wait a certain amount of time before you can go to the doctor and get your confirmation. Got confirmed, heard the heartbeat. Then we're moving into, in the first trimester, I'm in it. I tell people this when they ask me, but I do not shout it from the rooftops because I know how insane pregnancy is and especially first trimester symptoms. So I want to be sensitive to that. I got super lucky for the first trimester. Virtually no nausea. I didn't throw up at all, not once. Hallelujah. That was honestly a big fear of mine, was the nausea and the vomiting. There was one weekend, and of course it was a busy weekend for me, where I was queasy, nauseous, but I never threw up. I felt queasy in my belly. And of course I had a bridal shower that weekend. I had a birthday party that weekend, so I had to just tough it out because some people didn't even know at that point. That was short-lived, thank God. I'm so, 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 so grateful for that. The first trimester fatigue hit me really, really badly. And you think you know what tired is until you feel that pregnancy fatigue. It is a whole other animal. I was not prepared for days where I just I could not get up physically. It's just bone deep fatigue. So I had that for a good month maybe, where it was like really hitting me hard. There was one little stint of constipation. Why? They don't talk about that enough. As someone who prides themselves on being very regular, that was the worst. That, I swear, was one of, if not the worst symptom that I had. My belly was probably out to here just because I was backed up. It is painful. They don't talk about that enough. That really did me in. That really upset me. I definitely had first trimester food aversions. Did not want meat, which is not ideal when you're trying to get protein in. But I just had to like let myself be okay with it for a little bit. I knew it was temporary. Well, I was hoping, but all my friends are telling me it's temporary, it goes away. Also, fun fact, both of my sisters-in-law are also pregnant. One is having a boy like me, and another is having a girl. The sister-in-law that's also having a boy, we're like 10 days apart, our due dates, which is so insane. My best friend was also pregnant at the same time as me, but she was way further along. She has since given birth to a boy also. Anyway, food aversions, didn't want meat. That was the main thing. I really wanted carbs. I wanted bagels, I wanted pasta. Sadly, I was getting cold brew every day, iced coffee every day, as one does. I go get a coffee. That's just a little luxury. For a couple times where all of a sudden I take 3 sips. No, thank you. Did not want it. So there was a good month there where I did not want coffee at all. And that was such a shame as a coffee lover. So I switched to matcha, and that was like fine. I was making matchas at home a lot and getting into it. So that was like kind of fun. Just to have something. I'm not like a soda drinker. I'll do like a Coke Zero from time to time, which I love, but I felt that coffee aversion kind of going away after a while, and now I'm into hot coffee, which is weird because all through winters, historically, I will still drink iced. And now, all of a sudden, I was like, I think I want hot. We were like just driving around one morning. I was like, I think I want a Wawa hot coffee. And since then, I've just been making my coffee at home hot, but that's been a switch for me. As an iced coffee, cold brew, exclusively kind of person. So a lot of shifts. I didn't have a ton of like cravings. I will say I've started watching mukbangs or mukbangs on TikTok, and that will get me in the mood for something. When I see someone else, and this is strictly a pregnancy thing, never have been into that prior. But if I see someone else eating something, I want it. Like if I see someone on TikTok eating Chick-fil-A, I'm gonna go some Chick-fil-A that night, you better believe it. A big craving for me was Chinese food. I don't know why. I always wanted like lo mein noodles. I can now eat meat again. I'm not obsessed with it, but I don't think I really have any like aversions anymore now that I'm like deeply into my second trimester. I didn't do a gender reveal or anything like that. I had a gut feeling very early on that it was a boy, and I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I had a dream. In the dream, I was with my family and friends, and I had a big piece of poster board and a big blue marker, and I wrote "It's a boy" on the paper. I turned it around and showed everyone. And that was my gender reveal in my dream. It was so vivid. So I needed to know as soon as possible. We didn't do anything cute. We did something cute for our parents, but we did the test and everything. And then I was obsessively checking my email for the lab update. And then we finally got it, and we just opened the results immediately, and it said male. From a very, very, very early point, I never thought girl. And I would have been happy either way. I have a niece who I am obsessed with. Some part of me just knew it was a boy. We do have a name picked out. We do have a middle name. When I got to the second trimester, I felt my energy levels steadily going back up. There are still days where I'll start off strong, and then my energy will dip earlier in the day than it used to. So I don't like plan rest days or anything like that. I just genuinely wake up, see how I feel, and take each day in stride, because you just never know what you're gonna get. Second trimester has been awesome. I just recently had my glucose test and passed that, thank goodness. Time goes by fast and slow at the same time, but I have 3 more weeks left in the second trimester, which is insane. But I feel really good aside from getting tired and out of breath, walking up the stairs and peeing every 2 minutes. I feel really good. So thankful for that. As far as working out goes, I have not changed my routine much at all. And I feel like there's a lot of misinformation out there that when you're pregnant, like your whole everything has to change, and I just don't feel that that's true. I can still lift heavy to an extent where I feel like I'm obviously in control and safe about it, but I feel strong, and I feel like part of that is because I'm obviously eating more calories, but I feel strong, I feel good in my workouts. As much as I say like I get out of breath, I feel like I get out of breath more doing menial tasks around the house than I do actually working out. I'm still running much slower than I once was. I'm not sprinting, but I will still go for a run, do some intervals on the treadmill, just again, making sure that I'm staying in control of my breathing and everything like that. Feel like 90% of my workouts are the same as they were prior to pregnancy, which I love. I love that I can still do mostly everything that I was doing before, and it's really, really empowering to work out pregnant. I never expected to feel so empowered just by the simple act of working out while pregnant. My mental health has been good. I talked to my therapist about this. I used to get really mentally weird in my luteal phase. If you take that out of the equation, I just feel more level-headed. I'm getting some like anxiety here and there, normal stuff like, you know, stress and whatever, but I definitely feel more level-headed and just more even keeled, and I don't know if that's because of the lack of the period and the luteal phase and the hormones, because I know my hormones are doing other things now, so I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but yeah, that's obviously a good thing to be feeling mentally sound. Here's another thing. When I first found out I was pregnant, I was talking to my therapist about it, obviously, and one of my main concerns was dealing with my body changing and gaining weight and getting bigger and just looking different, because, and I don't want this to sound like pick me or anything, but I've just always been a small person. So I just didn't know how that would affect my mental. I just didn't know. I was worried about that. I was worried that during this beautiful transformative time, I would be in the mirror picking myself apart. And I am happy to report that I have been really good at giving myself grace and appreciating my body for what it's doing in this season, knowing that it's temporary, and to just soak it in and enjoy it. Just respect my body for the amazing, insane things that it is doing. And I was just talking to my therapist about this last time I saw her, and she kind of like was like, so update me on like how you're feeling about your body changing. And I like had to stop and think about it. I'm like, honestly, I feel like I've been doing a really good job, and I'm so proud of myself, because that was just an unknown for me. Like, how am I gonna navigate gaining weight, looking different, and feeling different? And I'm proud of myself. I probably went into it a little negatively. Like, I just thought that I would feel a certain way, and I don't. Not done yet. My belly's gonna be growing and my booty's getting big. That being said, I will continue to keep you guys in the loop as we move forward. I can't believe I'm almost 25 weeks. Thank you guys for listening. A little vulnerable for sure. I'm also so grateful that I'm getting bigger as the weather's getting colder, because I have heard that being pregnant in the summer is not fun. Just my best friend has gone through it twice. Maybe some of you have loved it, and I honestly, part of me is sad that I won't get to be like in a bikini with my big belly, because I love that and I think it's so cute, but I'm happy that cozy season is coming as I'm getting a bigger belly. TLF is coming out with all their sweat sets again, and I'm loving the athleisure for this time in my life. This outfit, they are releasing at the end of the month, these tracksuits. I posted on my Instagram story, I feel like Christopher Moltisanti from Sopranos. We love a swishy, like 90s vibe tracksuit. This is a shade Sycamore. I will say, if you're short, the pants are long. I have to fold mine. There's belly update, bump update. But I do fold them. I usually just fold the jacket up like this, but here's how, I love these jackets. These sets come in black and like a navy blue. So I would definitely recommend the jacket. And then if you don't mind a bigger pant, I'll show you full length in a second. But these jackets are definitely gonna be a staple for me this fall. Full transparency, even with the roll, they are long. I don't have them cinched. I don't mind it. I like an oversized vibe. I think it looks cute, but they are definitely long. I'm 5'2". I folded these and they are still kind of dragging, but they look cool. And then with a shoe on, you get a little something. Let me cinch these. I love this color. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have all of the deets on these sweatsuits in the description as well. Let me know if you have any questions, anything that I didn't answer or talk about, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.